We're now ready to send it over to Studio 2A, where I'm joined this week by Aztral Folk, welcoming them back to KXCI here. Very excited to have them with us for the rest of the program. And don't forget, you can watch this performance if you head over to the KXCI Facebook page or YouTube channel. You can watch live as Aztral Folk performs right here in Studio 2A. So without further ado, take it away.
O cola breaking, no blame, no say no broke line. More cola blessed, no man, no can no blind. Or cola blessed, no man, no can no lord line. Or cola blessed, no man, no crane no line. O cola blessed, no man, no crane no line. More cola blessed, no man, no crane no line. Or cola blessed, no man, no brain no blow blind. Or cola blessed, no man, no brain no blind.
Tamorgi do gorleu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man trying me. Och gorleu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man Amorgi do gorleu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man trying me. Och gorleu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man Then of the song say man street out for oh clown. Then of the don't say Não vi lo cordeu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man trying me. Och gorleu, dorleu. Dan men och do gorleu, leur där man Then of the song say the man tree out on oh clown. Then of the song say
You're listening to Locals Only, live in Studio 2A right now with Aztral Folk. Everybody, thanks for coming down tonight.
Thanks for having us.
So why don't we start off with introductions? We'll go around the room, let us know who you are, what you're playing.
Okay, I'm Kitty, and I play guitar and I sing a little bit.
Hey everyone, I'm Laurel. I'm playing the electric cello.
I'm Dez, I play the bass.
I'm Sandy, and I play the drums.
So I was checking my records, and I think the last time that we had you on was actually almost 5 years ago, right around 5 years ago. Which I was amazed when I saw that. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. But in any event, very happy that you're back now. And I want to get a little check-in in 5 years in the life of Aztral Folk. So what have you been up to since the last time that we saw you?
So a lot of things happened, you know. So we went to Mexico and we record 2 albums there. And we come back to Tucson. So we are trying to play again here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's go into that journey a little bit. So because I remember I remember your departure, and I remember being sad that Tucson was losing you as a regular live presence, and was very happy to start seeing you pop up on bills again. But tell us a little bit about the journey of recording in Mexico, and what led you to decide to go down and record there?
Sure. So the Aztral Folk project actually started in Mexico quite a while ago under a different name. But really, Kitty, the lead singer, has been kind of the groundstone for this project for, many, many years. And so we're lucky enough to have people, musician family on both sides of the border, and a group of friends down in Chiapas, Mexico, that are kind of always there, eager and ready to play with us. So as well as a good friend that has a recording studio. And without going into too much detail, but basically we ended up down there in part because the other hat that I wear has for the last 8 years been as a PhD student and master's student. So part of the drive initially to go back down to Mexico was so that I could do my field work for my PhD. But we of course wanted to connect with our musician family down there, and were able to record 2 albums while we were down there. And the most recent one we've just presented in February up here in Tucson. And I am glad to say that now we actually have jobs here in Tucson and are going to be staying, and we have new members with us today that have Sandy on the drums, our newest member, and Des has been with us for 6 months or so, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
But yeah, so the band is getting built again here in Tucson.
That's great. Well, we're very happy to have you back. So the 2 albums that you recorded in Mexico, did you record them with the same group of players down there, or did you have different folks sitting in each of those sessions?
Yeah, we record with the same guys. Yeah, we invite like a few more people in different albums. For example, the first album there we record with people with different countries. Yeah, so like from 10 different countries.
Wow.
And different instruments and everything. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Yes, it's both albums are very international and very much a unique fusion.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, fusion is definitely one of the words that first comes to mind when listening to Aztral Folk, but it's also one of the things I've always really liked about this project is the way that you bring together so many different folk traditions in a way that feels very grounded in the earth, but they're combined together in a way that's otherworldly. Like there's a combination of these familiar sounds and these alien sounds all together in a way that creates a really unique experience for the listener. So I want to talk a little bit about that idea of fusion, and how have you, as songwriters, as musicians, how have you tried to marry different traditions as you've brought them together, especially when you've had players coming from different countries and different musical backgrounds?
You want to take that?
Yeah, for me it's because I like all kind of music.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm bored just playing the same thing and everything, and I like all the cultures in the world at the same time. I like history and all that kind of thing. So, and I'm trying to play in different things every time. So, for example, one day I discover an scale or something in the music, and I'm trying to playing and obviously I'm playing in my way.
Right.
So for that reason, sometimes I play like an Arabic scales, but sounds more, I don't know, like a rock or aliens sometimes. Yeah.
But I think that's one of the nice things about, so Kitty does most of the composing for the group, but it's nice because he kind of lays it out as a template first. Like he comes up with the idea, and then depending on who is in the band at that particular moment, there's always room for that person to bring kind of their background and what they want to add to that song. So, down in Mexico we had people playing on songs that were, we had an Italian player playing the clarinet who brought a lot of like folk songs from Italy. We've had, people from different parts of Mexico that have different kind of Mexican grooves that they're used to. And then of course now, like with the new members with Sandy and Des, it's also just like integrating the kinds of styles that they really like to play. So, it's a really fun project because it always has Kitty really has this unmistakable style and that he brings to his songs, but it's always transforming too, depending on like what ingredients are present.
Yeah. So, I want to hear a little bit from Sandy and Des about what it's been like to integrate into such a unique group. So I guess we'll go in order of seniority here. And tell us a little bit about how you came to start playing with Aztral Folk and how your approach has been in kind of finding the bass lines in these songs.
Well, I initially started as a filling guitarist. Kiri hurt his hand and couldn't play. So I got a message on Facebook randomly. I didn't even really know him. And he asked me, hey, can you learn all the songs? I got a show in like 2 or 3 days. And I'm like, okay, well, give me a second. And I thought about it, and I just realized I have to do this because I love this band. I found this band a few years ago, and it was an amazing experience live.
Yeah.
So I learned all the songs, and we played a few gigs, and his hand got better, and they offered me the position on bass.
And I have to say, Des was one of the most impressive people I've ever seen integrate to this band. Like, he literally showed up the day after he got the Facebook message. Like, he'd already listened to all the songs and figured out roughly the harmonies and things. As soon as he walked in, I was like, oh, Kitty, this guy's a keeper.
As far
That's
as integrating,
yeah,
it's pretty easy. I think it's like you just get into the mood of the song, and it's becomes really easy, really fun to just explore it.
Yeah. This strikes me as a really challenging band to be a drummer in. And you and I don't say that because it seems like you're struggling, but I mean because there are a lot of other rhythms that are going on just with the melodic instruments. I can imagine that tackling that project was daunting at first.
Absolutely. I was just about to jump in because Des said it was easy, and for me it's been nothing like that. It's taken a lot of time and work to get these to where they are, and I'm still like on some of the breaks. I'm like, is this the third part or the first part where that doesn't happen? And so, for the most part, the music's getting tighter and tighter the more we practice. And I mean, I've been here for 3 months or something. Yeah. I'm definitely the newest one, so still getting to know like how we all groove together and stuff. But no, it's been a blast learning it, and it's a continuous challenge.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I should say there is a band member that is missing tonight. He's Ruben is usually we miss you, Ruben. Is usually on secondary percussion, playing congos and bongos and all sorts of crazy
It's an
sounds.
entirely different sound with him too.
Yeah.
I would say.
But he ran off to Jamaica, so we're just making do without him tonight. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, let's get back into the music. We're going to talk more in a little bit, but you're listening to Aztral Folk live in Studio 2A. And don't forget, you can actually watch this performance if you head over to the KXCI Facebook page or YouTube channel. We are streaming live in both mediums.
Da che non credo che non vorrà men non c'è sta ma stone me non credo che non vorrà men non c'è sta ma stone vorrà perché vorrà perché anche non credo che non vorrà men non c'è sta ma stone e non credo che non vorrà men non c'è sta ma stone vorrà perché vorrà perché aunque no quedo plovan man que no quiero no moza no para me ne colan me colan mi solo de ni fa me ni cocolan Ki mono lo 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 mane che le forme no chi stanno che le forme mane che le Santa perché che non corra men no ci sta ma stone del non kirgon che non corra men no ci sta ma stone corra perché corra perché Akkurliur, de morliur, kan organo mest devostein, du klein, or forlan, vi kan, du sorlan. Akkurliur, de morliur, kan organo mest devostein. Akkurliur, de morliur, kan organo mest devostein, du klein, or forlan, vi kan, du sorlan. Anderkur, de krokur, livos i bau. Anderkur, de krokur, livos i bau. Ander gjør det kroker liv og si bau. Ander gjør det kroker liv og si bau. Akkurlior, det morlior, kan organ og mest evils line. Akkurlior, det morlior, kan organ og mest evils line. Du claim or forhand, vi kan du sådan. Du claim or forhand, vi kan du sådan.
You're listening to Locals Only here, 91.3 KXCI Tucson. My name's Matt, live in Studio 2A with Aztral Folk. And they have, in the not too distant past, relocated to Tucson. I'm very happy to have them back in town. And I want to talk a little bit more about the project of kind of reconstituting a new membership, a new identity when you come back. And I'm curious, Kitty and Laurel, did you have a sense when you came back to Tucson and you were starting the task of trying to figure out new players to round out the band? Did you have a sense for what your vision was for what kinds of players you wanted to bring in, or is it a more organic process of just seeing kind of who the universe presents to you?
I think it's more organic, almost all the time. Yeah, because sometimes I think I don't know, because we don't need the I can explain it. Because okay, what do you say?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to read your mind or not, but what I was going to say is that the important thing about this project is not necessarily finding the best musicians, but finding the musicians that get it and that feel it. So, we definitely put feelers out. Well, and by we I mean Kitty. And it can be challenging in Tucson. I really think Tucson's kind of, even though there's a lot of music going on, there's, it's not necessarily a profession here that's well paid until you get really kind of high up in the world. And so it can be a lot to ask people that have day jobs, and that on top of it, they have to come to multiple rehearsals and kind of work really hard at getting to know the songs, because, the songs don't always, well, most of the time they don't follow kind of your typical structure for music, right? So oftentimes it's really about like who's going to show up and really feel that project and integrate. And we've been lucky that over the last 6 months, year, we've had all these great musicians kind of come into the fold here that very much get it and feel it, and that makes for a good band. I don't know if is that what you were gonna say?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mind reading successful.
Kitty and I have been together for 12 years, so we kind of know each
Almost
other.
30.
Yeah, almost 13. Yeah.
Laura, I'm curious about the electric cello. So I'm assuming the first time that you picked up a cello, it was a traditional acoustic cello.
Indeed.
When you made the switch to the electric cello, first and foremost, I want to know whether it was informed in part by a nomadic existence of having an easier instrument to travel with. That's what I figured. But once you made that practical decision, how has your relationship to the instrument changed, given that obviously it has different capabilities, limitations, strengths, weaknesses. It's a different instrument for all
It is
intents and
different.
purposes. So how have you changed your playing as a
Yeah.
result?
Well, I will say the initial reason why I was like, okay, I have to get an electric cello was the last time I traveled internationally with my acoustic cello, which I love dearly. It went through, the luggage underneath in the airport, and when it came out, literally just one of the clasps on the whole case was closed, so the whole cello was about to fall out, and it was like seeing a child, like without a seatbelt or something. It was like a really traumatic experience. I was like, okay, never again. And so I looked into getting the electric cello for when we were traveling back to Mexico, and at first I hated it. So for those people at home that are just listening and not seeing, the cello that I have, it sits on a tripod, and so there's no mobility to it. Like the acoustic cello has this really nice relationship between the player and the body of the cello, where you're literally cradling this instrument, and so you get to feel the vibrations against your body. It's a very kind of physical orientation. So like on the acoustic cello, I can play with my eyes closed really easily because I'm very physically oriented to where I am. Whereas this, it just has the fingerboard all the way down. It doesn't have a body. So, and it actually, all of the notes are marked with visual cues, with dots. And those are really necessary because there's no other physical cues for, it doesn't, even though the fingerboard gets a little wider as you go down, I at least can't perceive that. So at first I really hated that. I missed that physical contact. But the benefits of it, besides kind of the obvious mobility of it, is that it actually, because you don't have the acoustic body in the way, it opens it up. So I've been able to do a lot more exploring in the higher registers of the cello, something that on an acoustic cello you have to be really skilled to be able to kind of reach around the body of the instrument and know exactly what notes you're hitting, whereas now I can see, right? I can see exactly, that's that high G I'm going for or whatever. I mean, I still miss it from time to time, right? Especially if the lights are low and I can't really see very well. But those would be kind of the main benefits. Yeah.
Katie, since you've come back to Tucson, have you been writing?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. I have a few new songs.
Do you find that your approach to writing songs or the result is different depending on where you are in the world, or is your process the same?
I think for me the process sometimes every time change. Sometimes I'm start with the music, and sometimes I'm start with the lyrics or with some melodies or with a scale or something, and. But for me, it's the same in every place. Yeah, because all the time is changing. So yeah. Well, obviously, feels different here than Mexico and than other places. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you find that
it's different? Yeah.
The topics that you write about, do you find that those tend to come in some ways from the place that you are, or do you find that you're interested in the same themes and topics regardless of where you are physically?
I think the topics or the idea of a song is the thing that I'm feeling in this moment, depending the place or depending the moment. Yeah. So for that reason, sometimes the topic changes and change that things.
But we should say, too, that Kitty doesn't typically write songs with words. So he's using his voice more as an instrument. And I don't know if you want to explain why it is that you don't write with lyrics, because you kind of abandon using words in your songs for the most part.
Yeah. I'm start to doing that because I'm tired just to listen the same things in the radio and the TV and everything, and I don't want to tell the people what they want to think, what they need to think, or what they or what are their feelings, or so I'm just sing, and the people can decide what they feel and what I'm singing or something like that.
Do you, when you're writing in that way, do you have in your head a notion of what you're trying to express with the sounds that you're making, or do you view it as a more abstract medium?
Is the most of the song are more abstract. Yeah, but sometimes I'm feeling a specific thing and I'm composing about that thing. Yeah.
Well, you have one of my favorite voices of any musician that I've had on the show in the 9 years that I've been doing this, and it's really a pleasure to have you back. And I think that it's a remarkable thing that you have such a unique instrument and that you use it in a unique way and are not, confined to singing in the way that most other singers approach it. So it's an honor to have you back, and we're very happy that you're back in Tucson. If people want to hear the new album, what's the best way for them to do that?
Okay, the new album you can download in iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, or CD Baby, and you can. Well,
Do you just search Aztral Folk on those sites? Is that how you find it?
Yeah.
So it's Aztral Folk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the newest album?
La Casa de los Nueve Patios.
The House of the Nine Patios. And that's in dedication to our friend Tom, who recorded the album, who up until recently had this very magical house and studio with 9 patios on it. It's like a magical tree house.
Well, we've got time to squeeze in a couple more songs here. So you're listening to Aztral Folk here live in Studio 2A. And if you want to catch the last couple songs via video as well, don't forget you can head over to the KXCI Facebook page or YouTube channel, and I'll let them take it away.
ando yo freeing my on the ando yo freeing my nine. Hoy on the ando yo freeing my on the ando yo seeing my on the ando yo freeing my nine.
tabre macuriru liru plain. Hurricane, bound.
Thanks for listening to Locals Only. This is Aztral Folk live in Studio 2A. The Scratching Post is up next. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.